Zimbabweans have staged a mass government-orchestrated protest against sanctions imposed by the US and the European Union during the rule of late leader Robert Mugabe. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been battling to re-engage with the West since Mr. Mugabe was ousted by the military in November 2017. His administration organized the demonstration in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare, demanding the lifting of sanctions that have weighed down on the country for more than 2 decades. Thousands of people gathered for the event, which was declared a national holiday, waving posters and banners as they marched towards the National Sports Stadium. Now, Botswana's incumbent president, Mokweetsi Masisi, has won another 5-year term in a ballot that saw his ruling party secure more than 51% of parliamentary votes. The Botswana Democratic Party, the BDP, has ruled since the country gained independence from Britain in 1966. It was declared the winner after attaining the minimum 29 parliamentary seats required to form a government following Wednesday's vote. The main opposition protested the outcome, saying the ballot had been massively rigged. An unofficial tally shows the ruling BDP won 38 seats, a slight improvement from the 37 attained in the 2014 election. The largest opposition, the Umbrella for Democratic Change, the UDC, lost 2 seats compared to the previous election, securing only 15 seats this time. The Botswana Patriotic Front, the BPF, endorsed by the former President Ian Khama, got 3 seats, and one smaller party gained just 1 seat in the National Assembly. Well, for more on the results of the Botswana election, I'm joined now in the studio by the Botswana ambassador to Nigeria, Pule Mphothwe. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Good evening, Charles. Thank you.
53 years is an exceedingly long time for one country, one party to run a country, is it not?
Yes, it is, but it would appear the message of the ruling party, at least in this election, resonated with what the voters wanted to hear.
And that is, of course, the problem, isn't it? Because, I mean, the President Masisi will now have to do a lot to fulfill his pledge to transform the economy, because, of course, the big problem in Botswana is the country's over-reliance on a single commodity, diamonds.
Yeah, it's true. I would say that there is not much time to celebrate the victory, and because the people are watching, obviously people want an improvement in their livelihoods and for the economy to work for everybody, to be inclusive. So I would agree that there is not much time to celebrate the victory.
So he's going to hit the ground running. What's he going to do? I mean, it's one thing to make promises, it's quite another to fulfill those promises.
Well, on the basis of what the ruling party manifesto, the big thing in Botswana, the big challenge has been of course, the diversification challenges of the economy, over-reliance on diamonds, but also, like most, the rest of the continent, were afflicted with huge youth unemployment. So job creation is at the top of the agenda. But it would appear that since coming into office in the last 18 months, really, his message and some of his interventions have really, been well received by the electorate. I mean, things like, consulting with the population or all stakeholders before a decision is made. Case in point is the end of the lifting of the hunting ban, for example. There was a massive consultation with all stakeholders before the decision was taken. And also small little things which are important in a democracy, like engagement with the media, and also that is something that really goes a long way to giving people hope that things can improve.
Well, while you're looking forward, I mean, I suppose for most people, including myself, everyone sees Botswana as a great bastion of sort of democratic stability in Africa, yet the opposition are protesting against the outcome of this result. They're saying it was massively rigged. Do you expect that things might go a bit topsy-turvy?
Obviously, no, I don't. I don't think generally the election went very well. There might be a few glitches as to issue.
But not enough to cause an upset.
Yes, not enough to cause an upset. Actually, today I was watching some of those politicians who lost their seats. All of them are congratulating the victor and really are pledging that they will work with whoever won to move the country forward. I think generally the democracy it's like a plant. It is something that has to be nurtured, like to grow. So
and you got to keep nurturing it,
yes,
or
so
otherwise it'll wither.
Yeah. So obviously in Botswana, 53 years, as you said at the beginning, is too long a time. So there was maybe some sense that there could be a form of complacency setting in. So some of the things which have been introduced recently have really, given the people hope. For example, for the first time, in 53 years, we had a presidential debate, and which really gave all the 4 presidential contenders
a chance to be
heard,
heard,
to be heard by the, especially in the local language.
Right. And what about the accusation leveled against President Masisi by former President Ian Khama that his style of governance is autocratic, which of course was why Mr. Khama switched his support from the ruling party to the opposition. Is there likely to be a change of style in the way President Masisi governs Botswana, if that is to be believed, that he's doing it autocratically?
Well, if the results of the poll are anything to go by, it shows that the people are happy with his style of governing. Obviously, it is because he's at the helm of the leadership, which really saw the ruling party winning traditionally opposition strongholds. I mean, all the major urban areas and peri-urban areas have been won by the ruling party for a very first time.
Right.
So
but what I'm wondering is
I don't know if that is maybe a tacit,
right,
approval of his way of management. So I don't know if that's a very valid, accusation or fair accusation against him.